Hi, and welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is Loshak in the Bag show for a Wednesday, January 16th. If any of our viewers right now are thinking, wait, Wednesday, January 16th, isn't that the same day as the U-Wager Poker Tournament live that's going on? You're right. That is going on tonight. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Also of note that I want to bring to everyone's attention is how friggin' awesome Jimmy the Bag was yesterday in the NBA. We'll talk about that in a second. I know you know what I'm talking about, Jimmy the Bag, right?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I feel like these guys that we're rolling with have exceptional reach right now, and we could have jumped on. The Bucks was easy money, right. And even though Ski Profit didn't jump on the Bucks, he broke that game down absolutely perfectly with the double-digit wins. He jumped on Golden State. I wish I had him too. All these guys that we're rolling with are destroying. How
good was my pick on Golden State team total over early? Yesterday I had the Golden State first half team total over. It literally almost cashed in the first quarter. How good was that?
51-point NBA record first quarter. They sent a message. I was all about the Bucks sending a message to the Heat, but my goodness, did the Warriors send a message to all of us?
Yes.
All of us. And it was, the NHL card, too, would have been a 3-0, 3.55 units for me had the Kings won the shootout. They lost in the shootout. Still a winning night. But Gate Pass Key handled this card very well. Very well. You go over his plays. Islanders puck line, that didn't cash. They won 2-1. Right. Rangers money line cash. Columbus puck line cash. And then Florida was a loss. Wings money line loss. Caps money line loss, but he's getting that back with the Jets puck line cash, Tampa Bay puck line cash. I love what he was saying to us on the early show about how we were sort of being negative about the card or building up the difficulty of it. And I think that's just about us being transparent and honest. But I felt this morning when I was like, man, this is a tough fight. And I stopped myself. I stopped myself. I was like, no, don't think like that. Remember what Gate Pass Key said yesterday? Let's get into this card. And I beat the shit out of this NHL card, and I've got 4 plays out of it that I'm confident with.
I felt the same way about today's card. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, yesterday was interesting. And once again, you're right. I think what's up with us, Jimmy the Bag, is that our NHL records are so great because we do stick to the plays that we know are plays that we're really liking, like Boston as a home favorite on a spot where we know they're going to roll, stuff like that. And there just wasn't that much yesterday, although Columbus did roll. I took that one. That was a winner.
I had taken that one. Yeah, God, did I nail those under 6.5?
Oh, nailed the under 6.5.
Two goals, and I was waiting, and I knew when Bet365 doesn't want us to make a bet. I mean,
that's called reading the market. Yeah. Absolutely, very good job there.
They would not allow the 6.5 to be bet. They were forcing you to bet the 6. It was just such a sign that they were concerned. And when I look at Bet365, the way, because it's used primarily by, I know it's a big European book, but Canadians are all over Bet365. So I feel like when they're making a decision about NHL, it's because the Canadians have been hammering it, and I listen a lot closer to that.
Yes.
We've got some big things to talk about. Also, we have the SBR Super Bowl Betcast.
We got that. That's another thing we got a promo.
In Jaco Beach, Costa Rica, which is absolutely incredible, absolutely gorgeous. And you can come with us. Please come with us. All you have to do is upload your video. And it's not a video competition, as Pete's mentioned. It's just send a video saying why you want to roll with Loshak in the Bag in Costa Rica. And hashtag SBR, hashtag Betcast, so we can track the submissions. And we would love to fly you and put you up and have you party with us. And also, tonight's show, the late show tonight, we have J Money is Money and Maxwell Smart. How about some of Max's spots last night? I mean, he was all over Kentucky. First half,
great
full
call
game.
on that one.
I jumped on the full game, and I got blowback. I got pushback. How about Dean Williams, who goes to Providence?
Yes,
who is saying, take Providence, back Providence, and we did. And I, fortunately, I didn't realize I was starting at right at the very end of our show, so I actually didn't bet.
Okay,
which sucks that I didn't get the extra.
Great call on Kent State by Maxwell Smart. Shitty call on Purdue, on Rutgers by Maxwell Smart. And I was actually looking at that game, and I was thinking that that Purdue, that it might be a big bounce back spot for Purdue, and I didn't trust myself. I trusted Maxwell Smart, which is normally overall on any kind of sample size a good thing to do. But on that one, Purdue definitely rolled. And then the two unders that I liked were losers. The Ball State Bowling Green game was highly debatable. Probably in retrospect should have just laid off it because it was very close, went down to the wire, and was very close to the spread. And then again, Virginia Tech against Virginia. You know, I'm not saying this was like a genius call, but I was like, Virginia Tech either wins outright or Virginia loses by 20. One of these things going to happen. Obviously, Virginia got the blowout. Great call, Jimmy the Bag, on taking the over in that one. We're going to be looking hard at Virginia Tech in the rematch, though, aren't we? No,
I'm not sure. I'm not sold on that necessarily. But you know what I might be sold on is what Jansen Bonzen is saying here. Jansen Bonzen saying, you know, ride. I don't have the quote comment, but I read it earlier. Ride Virginia. They should be number one. They're playing great basketball. Let's see. Gate Paskey, 6 wins. Made some cash and almost a huge day. Attaboy, Gate Paskey. Very proud of how you handled it. Dan Kelly saying trying to sign up for the poker tournament. It doesn't the actual. It doesn't open until I believe 2 hours or 3 hours before the tournament. I think it's actually 2 hours when it opens, so you can jump in. But looking forward to play with
8
you.
8 o'clock Eastern time. The rematch with Virginia Tech is going to be on February 18th. Virginia Tech's going to be at home. I'm assuming Virginia's going to be a pretty nice size favorite there. We'll see what the line is, but I'm going to be thinking about Virginia Tech in that one for sure.
And then want to give a shout out to all these guys joining us. What a great group. MLB first in the house, beating Abba Zaba 78, which is a rare occurrence. Shout out to MLB. Jansen Bonzen in the house. Jeremy Miller. Ring. Stephen Alice. Stephen Alice said when he read that my tweet saying Bet365 does not want us to make that bet. He said he hammered it. Shout out to my man Jansen Bonzen. Oh, sorry. Shout out to my man Stephen Allen. And shout out to Jansen Bonzen. Jansen Bonzen hits a 5-team parlay in NCAA basketball last night. UCF, University of Virginia, CMU, Boise State, LSU. I had LSU money line. How about that?
Oh, yes, very nice. That was the play of the day. You know, I'm a lot more risk averse than Jimmy the Bag. He likes the big dogs. He cashed with it yesterday, but I had LSU 2 ways. First half and full game, of course, Ole Miss 14-1 against the spread before last night. Now they're 14-2. The line moved in LSU's favor, and that was kind of a no-brainer play for so many ways.
I was thinking about myself this morning. I was like, sitting back going, oh, that plus 165 was so nice. And you know what it occurred to me immediately? Dan Kelly had a 14-1 with Syracuse yesterday, and here I am patting myself on the back for a plus 165.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. You know, you don't get a Genius Award for a plus 165 winner, but you do get great ballsy call there. And technically I did win 2 units on it, so I get a ballsy pat on the back for doubling up on it as well.
Dan Kelly, 14-1 Syracuse money line. Dan Kelly tells us that Boeheim teams do this. They're overlooking the game that they're in right now because of Duke coming up. Watch the boys come up. Can Duke shoot over this zone? All that stuff, my God. And I don't know if we gave enough love to Dan for that 14-1 money line.
We gave him a lot, but that was a Genius Award level pick right there. Genius Award level call, and we're going to acknowledge it right now. Genius Award level call. A few days ago, the Syracuse-Duke game, and this is what we do here at the Loshak and the Bag show. Jimmy the Bag and I, of course, break down these games, but the most important part of this show is our analysis of the comments that come in from the comments section.
Totally.
And Dan Kelly, first-time viewers, pay attention to this guy. Dan Kelly.
Pay attention.
Suggested that Syracuse might be a good bet on the money line to beat Duke. All right.
Dan Kelly says full game Golden State -6, -117. I got on this last night. I don't think you'll find better than 7 any time today. I can't wait to break down this game. I've got 2 first quarter plays. And I you know how I'm afraid of first period plays in the NHL.
Sure.
I don't know why I'm so excited about first quarter plays these days.
Well, there are some teams, as we know, that tend to play that way. For a while, the Bulls were doing great first quarter. We know that the Cavs, in their time of tanking, sometimes do show up.
I'm on the Cavs first quarter.
Right, exactly.
I'm on the Cavs first quarter. I got to jump on that. But a couple other things just quickly. Art Hayes says, looks like a good spot for Brooklyn to pull off the upset tonight. I don't even know. I guess the market's been very strange this morning. So I'm capping this game. I'm agreeing with Art Hayes. I'm like, man, Capella's out of the lineup. Look at these guys we're going to see, backups all over the floor. And then the line goes 1.5 in the Rockets' direction. It's now 5-point favorites. I was shocked to see that. It just made very little sense to me. Vegas Gun in the house, our man Tom Gunn. I know life is difficult. We talk about the importance of family and the importance of partners, but man,
you think I don't think life is that difficult. I mean, it's not the easy. It's not a cakewalk.
I think
you think it's difficult?
No, I guess Yes, I do. I think that there's twists and turns.
Okay,
and
yes,
things
yes,
happen that are beyond your control that you have to deal with, and you have to handle adversity. And guys like Vegas Gun and Shadow have taught us how to step up and handle adversity and not just mope in the fucking corner, you know? And Vegas Gun, he's got a wife with Lily. They met in Vegas. They've been there for 20 years. I got to hang out with Lily. She came drop me off a bottle of Jameson. We went on a horse race together, and I was like, God, that's the kind of woman. That's the kind of partnership I hope to have someday. And maybe we find one with the hookers and Hako at the Bedcast. But we got a great group here. We got Super Cisco, Bookie Bird, Razors Edge, Flipper 13, Sacktown King. Now, I know we got a lot of stuff to go over. Anthony
Did we promo everything that we not want to promo?
The main thing I want to promo is the superstars that we're going to be having on our show over the next week. J Money is Money, Maxwell Smart today. Tomorrow we have Anna Merrick breaking down the MMA, and we got that huge fight, Pacquiao fight coming up this weekend. And then on Friday we have Taylor Stevens and King Rail doing his regular Friday appearance for us.
And I'm probably going to be on vacation on Friday, not 100%, but probably. So I'll probably be out for that show. And
so I'm just excited. I'm excited about everything that we're doing here. But it's time to get to work. Dom Ricci in the house, whom we love very, very much. Reg in the house. Sacktown King says never fade Harden at home. I'm looking forward to break down that game. Ben Sportsbook, Houston over Nets all day. Angel Romero says, what's up, my guys and gals? Good morning, Loshak, Jimmy. Hope you guys tailed yesterday. 5-0 on all soccer plays. I was a little overwhelmed yesterday, and sadly, I did not. Ski Profit in the house. Wasn't he incredible yesterday?
Unbelievable.
Wasn't it? Having guys like Ski Profit and Maxwell Smart, of course, we're going to end up in basketball. I just don't see how we could possibly not.
Well, it's always possible. Yes, but you're right.
I'm serious.
You can't ask for anything more.
Yeah.
Cannot ask for anything more.
Rapport Wando 5-1 in NBA. It certainly feels like we are eating. Right now as a show. Sean Williams, too, in the house. Keep your eye out for Sean Williams, man. This guy's handing out winner after winner after winner. I really liked how we worked as a group. Matt Randall says smashed LSU.
That was. It should have just been for me LSU and nothing on yesterday's card. That was the obvious play, and the others were reaching a little bit. Reg
knows this Dallas Mavericks team inside out. Says Dallas Mavericks in a great spot, Jimmy. I'm already on. I haven't bet it yet.
That's what I was thinking.
But I'm on. I want to take Dallas over San Antonio. I think there's some. We talk about certain teams that don't have depth, and this is a Spurs team that's now dealing with a couple injuries. We've seen how good Bellinelli is off the bench for them. Now Bellinelli's out of the lineup. Rudy Gay may come back, but he's dealing with a wrist injury, so he's not going to come back at 100%. And when Reg says, take the Mavericks.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was thinking that as well. We'll talk.
Reg and J Money is Money both live in Dallas and know this team inside out.
All right, so let's see. Let's get into NBA and NHL. Sorry.
Let's do it.
All right, so NHL, again, it's a little bit of a tough card, although if I had just gone with some of my other leans yesterday, I would have had a nice winner. Detroit, I knew Detroit was a good spot, and why, I just didn't want to take the risk. Got to start taking these risks. I guess the first thing that jumps out at me is, as an interesting game at least, is Boston against Philly. Now, Philly's off of the big Minnesota win, right? 2 straight wins in a row, but this is still a very vulnerable team. Boston's off the loss. Maybe Boston first period, maybe Boston -1. Is Boston a good play here, or is that an ultimate trap? It's gotten bet up.
I'm confused about Boston, and I'm telling you what I'm going to do here is I'm going to back both the Senators on the money line and the Flyers on the money line as 2 of my 4 plays this evening. Yeah, I've been waiting for guys like JVR and Simmons to step up. When I look at this Flyers roster, I'm like, my God, this is good. But they've had nothing from JVR. Simmons has not been very good lately. And then Nolan Patrick goes through this 25-game drought without a goal. He got 2 goals and 2 assists in that 7-4 win over the Wild on Monday. I just don't know exactly what to make of this Bruins team. They get all their defensemen back, and yet 19th in goals per game at 2.87. Their power play is still good, but I don't. And Halak is Halak somebody that we're going to trust over time? When I look at Halak's numbers, 13-7-2, 2.39 goals against average, 9.24 save percentage, I think fade him. I think that's better than what he is, and we're going to get value fading him because his record is so good. Now, is that going to work out here? I don't know. Billy Exotic says Philly does not have 2 straight wins. Fillmore says Philly's playing like they've accepted they're bad. I think there's some value with Boston on the 3-way line at +100. And Halak versus Hart both confirmed. Thank you for that. Oh, wow.
What's that?
Wow, King Rail says gave Spurs last night.
Oh, really?
God, I don't like reading that shit. Okay, that's why I don't make the bets before I come in.
Sure.
In NBA to hear what everybody's on, but damn it, I don't like hearing that at all. Billy Exotic says Philly can't win 2 in a row. I look at this Philly roster and I think, I just don't get it.
They should be much better, right?
They should be so much better. And with JVR, Simmons, Nolan Patrick all playing well right now, I mean, Nolan Patrick, this is the second overall pick in 2017. I just still feel like, I've looked at what's going on. And Mr. Gokster says, how long can Carter Hart run with this number one goalie? Not sure. I don't see why, who's going to take it away from him. And his numbers have improved over his last couple games, and now he's got a .913 save percentage.
And I think it's very curious that, in a spot like this, if there's a road team that's a little bit overvalued, you might expect some money to come in on the home team, which doesn't mean the home team is the play, but it's certainly what you would expect. It's gone the other way. The line's gotten bet up, which suggests to me that there might be some. I mean, I'm sure the public is all over Boston here, but that's not what's moving this line. You
don't think that's what's moving this line?
No, I don't think so. The public could be 80% on Boston. You might see a jump to 137 in some places, but you're not going to see a 15-cent move unless someone with some real meat likes Boston, even if you're seeing 80%, 90% of the bets on Boston.
Yeah, Cole Corleone, what up? Yeah, this is our new time slot, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Anthony S. says stay away from Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And what time poker training starts? It starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and it's going to be really fun. $1,000 up for grabs, but also plus $100 if you knock out any of the SBR personalities. I don't like really what I've been seeing from Boston. Mm-hmm. And look at this team. It's 10-9-4 on the road. So basically, Boston on the road is pretty much the same record as the Flyers at home. Tomer says Philadelphia has been overvalued all year. Gate Pasky says over is a play. It's either a Bruins or Philly puck line. Pick your poison. My gut is Philly. I'm uncomfortable.
I was almost thinking under.
I'm uncomfortable with backing the Flyers.
All right, well, let's move on to
But I am going to back the
Okay.
Flyers because I know what happens in a dressing room when your young star who's gone through a 25-game drought, goes for 2 goals and 2 assists. We saw what Nolan Patrick did in the last month of the year last year. He went on a tear. He is a special, special player.
Mm-hmm.
JVR, what's JVR got now? I've got this somewhere here. JVR, after doing nothing, showing nothing all year, 5 goals and 2 assists in his last 3 games. He's got to be in the dirty areas. Simmons got to be in the dirty areas. What would I get on the Flyers money line?
Well, plus 135 now. It's gotten bet up just a little bit. I'm thinking about tailing you here and maybe taking a -1 for a big score. Gate Pasky says whoever wins, it's going to be by the puck line.
And shout out to our man Maxwell Smart joining us right now. It was just awesome watching him work. It's just so awesome watching him work. And John Blythe coming in with his plays in NCAA basketball. I will copy and paste these. All right, I'm going to stick to what my plan is here. Mm-hmm. And it's. I don't love it. I don't love it, but I'm going to stick to it. I really feel like the Flyers, I can understand what Tomer's saying. They've been a terrible team all year, but I think that something may have changed, and I'm going to back Flyers on the money line.
Tomarino says Philly has been overvalued all year long. Yeah, all right, so plus 135. It'll be very interesting in the evening show to see where this line moves. My guess is that we're going to be seeing exactly where it is right now. I think some early money came in on Boston, and then people are going to be a little bit skittish about betting on this game as we are. Shall we move on? Jimmy the Bag.
Yes.
All right, how about Buffalo-Calgary? This is another very interesting game. Calgary, of course, is rolling, and Buffalo is losing, but this is a huge line. I was thinking maybe about maybe there's going to be goals here. The total is high. This is not one of the 6.5s that I'd be leaning towards the under on, or maybe yes. No, I think there's going to be goals here, right?
No, but I don't want to take an over 6.5 here. But so I feel you. I feel you. Got some great guys coming in too, and we're going to use the chat as much as possible. We don't have too big of a card, but I really want a lot of time for NBA. Scott comes in and says, "What's up, guys? Good day yesterday. I max played Golden State money line. They're rounding into form, letting people know who the real number 1 is in the West." And then Jansen, who hit a 5-game parlay in college basketball last night, is here on Creighton, Iowa, South Carolina, and Texas Tech Texas Tech. So so I'm going to just jot down his plays here.
Wow, look at this. Mr. Gokster says Philly is like a sleeping giant. You just don't know when they'll wake up. So we have had St. Louis tipped off to us as a sleeping giant, and also Philly.
They just do it every year.
Yeah.
Every single year they put together a huge, huge streak. And Dan Kelly, shout out to Dan. Dan says, generally speaking, uncomfortable bets win, comfortable bets lose, which is a really nice thing to hear.
Billy Exotic says, if your gut is Philly, you better go throw up. Nice line there. Nice line from Billy Exotic.
Tom Marino says, Calgary sees how well San Jose and Vegas are playing. They want to keep up. Calgary's winning a lot of games by 1 goal, though, against weaker teams. I think that I wish the Sabres didn't open up with a 7-2 loss.
Right.
But it doesn't matter to me. I'm taking the Flames -1.5 here. They looked awful. They're 3-8-1 over the last 12. We talked about this when we came back from Christmas break. We said, look, these Sabres are going to fall apart. They're just not good enough. Now, maybe fall apart's a little harsh, but I do not expect them to make the playoffs, even though they're in a nice spot right now. Flames are coming off an annihilation of the Coyotes, 7-1 at home. They're 8-1-1 in their last 10. And going into last night, the Knights and the Sharks were also 8-1-1 going into the last 10. I've got $800 in future bets on this team. That actually sounds a little better than it is because I only have 100 on the division at plus 560, 100 on the conference at plus 1400, 100 on the cup at plus 2800. But I have 200 on the over 94.5 points and 300 on them, an extra bet. Remember when I made the extra bet on them to win the division at plus 200? So I'm sitting pretty. The Flames have won 30 wins in 47 games for only the second time in franchise history. The other being that Stanley Cup winning 88-89 campaign. We talked a bit about that series that the Canucks had when they were, I believe, 56 points worse than the Flames. I went over that series again this morning. I had to pull myself away to start capping the rest of the card because that series was probably my favorite series in the history of the sport. Now, Travis Hamonic is away from the team to deal with a family illness. It is unclear if he will be back tonight, and James Neal is questionable with his sickness. Al Mack joining us. We need more Al Mack here. He says, I got a huge future on the Sabres to make the playoffs. I really hope they stay alive. For you, I do too, but I'm concerned about this team, and I am on the Flames -1.5.
Yeah, it feels like Buffalo is just going to be losing until they head home. I mean, this is like a road trip that's just not looking good for them.
Yeah, they're a young team. And it's tough. Eichel's saying the right things to get them out of their slump, but who's going to step up? I mean, you look up and down this roster, and their best players are all under 23 and 24 years old, and they have an 18-year-old number 1 overall defenseman in Dahlin. It's a tough spot for them, and this is going to be a tough road trip.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. All right, so you're going to get Calgary puck line plus 120, and I'll go on it as well, except, of course, I'll do the old -1 line here. The money line for Calgary will be minus 213, and again, the puck line is plus 120. So it's a big line here for Calgary.
And Gate Passkey endorsing the play, says great play, and Art Hayes tailing Jimmy on Calgary. Okay, let's keep rolling.
Yeah, let's keep rolling. Another game that we have here. Let's see what's interesting. Well, let's jump to Edmonton and Vancouver, and of course Edmonton off of the huge explosion. And I'm thinking that maybe after that game we look for maybe Vancouver here, maybe the under. I know it's tough to bet on Vancouver, and I know Pettersson is a game time decision. I'm assuming that he's out.
No, we're actually expecting him. We're expecting him in Vancouver. The Vancouver papers are expecting him to be in the lineup, but if you look at like Roto World or the national publications, they are saying he's questionable, may not be in the lineup. So I expect to see him here.
Maybe Vancouver here, maybe the under, and maybe the Edmonton team total under. Edmonton off the offensive explosion, that was fluky, right?
Yeah, I think that was the Sabres being a bad team more than anything else. But I like that they're coming off a big 7-2 win. I'm on the Vancouver Canucks -1.5. You guys know I rarely bet on the Canucks, but I'm going to do it here.
That's what
Lucic has 3 goals in his last 4 games after going 41 games without a goal. He comes home to Vancouver, where he's actually despised. Absolutely despised. He gets heckled throughout the streets. He gets yelled at. He can't go out to clubs and stuff. He's despised, and it's sad. And I hate it. He went to Killarney secondary. He's a good Vancouver kid. Won the Giants Memorial Cup in 2007. The Canucks should have drafted him. We picked Grabner in the first round, and then we traded away 2 second-round picks. And Lucic went 50th overall. And he was so important to that Bruins team that beat us in 7 games to win the Stanley Cup in 2011 when we lit our city on fire. Now we talk about this Oilers team. What's wrong with them? Well, they just have no depth whatsoever. You look at this: Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Chase on Nugent Hopkins. So 28 goals, 24 goals, 17 and 15. That's 64.1% of the team's goal total. That's just not going to work in the NHL. Hitchcock's hoping that Clefbaum will come back before the All-Star break. They're also without bottom pair defenseman Alex Petrovich. The Canucks snapped a 3-game winless skid, 5-1 victory at home versus Florida. Louis Eriksson recorded a goal and 2 assists. It's funny that Eriksson and Lucic are a topic of conversation because that's who we had the choice of signing between in that, and they're both horrible signings. But I would still rather have Lucic because at least we can make space for Pettersson. Eriksson's just been a total disappointment, and we expect to get Pettersson back. So yeah, I'm going to take the Canucks -1.5.
That's what I was thinking as well, and I was also thinking under. I was also trying to figure out. I wanted to double up on this one, and I was thinking, all right, Jimmy the Bag, if we gave you a free play and you could take Vancouver team total over or Edmonton team total under, you have to throw it on one of those. Which would you throw it on?
What would the juice be?
The over for Vancouver would be, but this is a free play, right?
Yeah.
Over 2.5 -145. Edmonton under 2.5 +115.
I would take the
Edmonton
under.
Right, that's what I was thinking as well. I was thinking Vancouver. I was thinking under. I was thinking Edmonton under. And what about just the full game under on this one?
Kobe Valentine saying, liking Vancouver's young goaltender they put in last game. Yeah, we're very excited about Demko. Very, very, very excited. Sorry, what was your question?
What do you think about just the full game under at 6?
I find it appealing, but if Pedersen comes back, and I just think that the Canucks are capable of putting up goals. But yeah, I guess, and Koskinen confirmed. Thank you, Ramos, because I have Talbot here.
No, I assume Koskinen, yeah.
Nice.
And that's good.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know on the road. No, and he's coming back down to earth. I think they're kind of a wash. Yes, if I had to make a free play on the total, I would take the under, but I'm not going to.
Right. Okay, so Jimmy the Bag's going to take Vancouver puck line plus 235. I'm going to take Vancouver -1, the money line -110, the puck line plus 235. I should have done the same thing yesterday with Detroit. I would have stacked a bunch of units on that one. And I'm thinking about doubling up on this one, taking the Edmonton team total under, maybe both. Maybe the Vancouver team total over and the Edmonton team total under. But I guess we'll come back to this one later. Let's talk about Colorado, Ottawa. You already let the cat out of the bag. You like Ottawa here. I was thinking the same way. You know, they're getting some pieces back, and that's huge for Ottawa. We've been talking about this for a while, right?
Yeah.
That Chabot, Duchesne, right?
Was Avalanche's 6-3 win real over the Leafs?
That's the big question. I had Avs team total under on that one, and of course they lit up Anderson, but maybe Anderson just wasn't ready. Was that about the Avs' offensive performance, or was that about Anderson just not being ready?
That's the question. That's the hard thing to say. I would say it's Anderson playing bad, the Leafs playing bad. Duchesne plays his old team on his 28th birthday, first game back from the birth of his first child. Son was born January 9th. Ottawa did a nice thing that night they won 2-1 in overtime at Anaheim, and that was the day his son Bo was born. And the team dedicated the win to Duchesne. They posted on its Twitter page a picture of Colin White, who scored the winning goal, holding the puck with Bo's name on it. That's a really good sign for a team right now. And maybe Duchesne has a son and starts being more accountable and not being the little boy fucking brat that he acts like all the time. He missed Ottawa's full 3-game road trip through California to be with his wife, Ashley. So Wednesday will be the 4th time he's facing his former team, and it means a lot to him. And that was a good road trip. Even though it ended with a 4-1 loss to San Jose, it was a good road trip for Ottawa. And you mentioned they're getting players back. They're getting Duchesne back. But the big piece is Chabot, man. This guy is a fucking beast. 3rd in the team in scoring, still with 38 points. He's going to be an awesome player, and that's why they got rid of Karlsson, because of Chabot being so good. The Sens will be without Colin White. That's a problem. And they're going to be without Ben Harper and Justin Falk. But I just feel like, and Colorado's getting healthier, I just feel like taking the Flyers and the Senators.
So then what's up with this line? I know that Colorado got a nice win in their last game, but they had lost 8 out of the previous 9. Where is this line coming from?
Well, I guess it's just coming from how bad people think that the Senators are. And I mean, what are we getting right now on the money line?
Plus 140, whatever. I mean, it's just like I mean, what was that game that we had recently? We had 2 awful teams. Oh, it involved Ottawa, right? Wasn't Ottawa like the big road dog? And they're at Anaheim, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's I don't know. Maybe there's some advanced analytics that are saying that Colorado really is this much better than Ottawa, but I'm not quite seeing it. And if I was going to take Ottawa here, I'd take them on the -1 line and go for a big score.
I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take them on the money line here. I've done that in the past, and I don't. Oh, and Daryl Lyle's like in the over here in Colorado, Ottawa.
Right. I was thinking.
Also, St. Louis Elite, our guy here, one of our NHL low-bagging cappers, he put that first period over in this game. He put that up, tweeted that out early this morning.
That's what I was thinking as well. I was thinking goals here. I mean, you're gonna pay a pretty penny for that. The total, the line would be, oh my God, -174. Holy crap.
And Mr. Gogster says Avs crush tonight. I don't know if they do. I don't know if they do. And Pie Guy 9871 says Ottawa wins a lot of OT games. They have offense. They have good offense, and now they're getting their best 2 players back. Is Nilsson going to be in net? Pie Guy says yes. I expect Nilsson to be in net, and that's another reason why I'm making the move. Yeah. So I am going to take Senators money line right now.
But okay, so that will be plus 152. That's the best line right now. Mr. Gogster says Avs crush tonight. Mr. Gogster, if you wouldn't mind typing away just a sentence or 2 on why you think the Avs crush tonight. Mr. Gogster predicts 6-3 Colorado. 6-3 Colorado from Mr. Gogster.
And then Tom Marino saying Senators' schedule was brutal the last 2 weeks. But that loss was on Saturday night, and here we are on Wednesday. So they went home to their hotel room. They rested. They flew out the next day. That was Sunday. You know, they get in Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday. Now we're on Wednesday night. This should be a rested group.
All right, and now let's just talk about San Jose, Arizona. San Jose, of course, got a win on a back-to-back rolling. Arizona off long rest, but playing pretty decently recently. Jimmy the Bag, we know that you were very high on San Jose to start the year, and when they went through some rough patches earlier in the year, they said, don't worry, these guys will bounce back, and they did.
This is a very dangerous hockey team. But I'm not going to take him here.
Right.
This just doesn't make any sense to take him here. Second half of a back-to-back. That was a very impressive 5-2 win over the Penguins. Hurdle gets a hat trick. Joe Thornton plays in his 1,000th game, scores the game winner. They've won 7 straight, 16-3-2 in their past 21. They're a point out of first place. Behind the Flames. Jones has won 8 straight starts, even though he hasn't played that well, really. Vlasic is the only Shark out of the lineup. The Coyotes had their 3-game winning streak snapped in a 7-1 loss against Calgary. This is a fresh group battling a tired Sharks club. I could see the Sharks winning. I hope the Sharks win, but I just can't take it. There's no value. The Yotes are dealing with a ton of injuries. Brad Richardson, Christian Dvorak, Nick Schmaltz, Michael Grabner, all on injured reserve, alongside Jason Demers and goalie Antti Ranta. Listen, I want the Sharks to win. They're a much better hockey team. I'll be cheering for the Sharks, but it just doesn't make sense.
What about the first period under? How do you feel about the under on this one?
Another spot. I don't trust the Coyotes goaltending at all.
You don't trust Kemper?
I don't care. No, I don't care about Dell. Dell's got a great team in front of him. It's the Coyotes and Kemper whom I don't trust. I think Kemper's numbers will get worse and worse and worse.
You think so?
And Daryl Lyle says Coyotes live home dog. I guess they are, but I wouldn't fade the Sharks.
All right. Well, I was thinking about a first period under and maybe a full game under here as well. But you don't like the play on the under at all with
No,
Arizona.
No, it's not at all. It's not that. It's just I don't trust the Coyotes, especially their forwards defensively. I don't mind their defense, their actual defense group, their top 4 defense. I don't mind at all. But nah, man, the Sharks are too dangerous. They're feeling too good about themselves. Now, there's things to like. And one is that you have this dangerous Sharks power play, 7th league, 24.3%. Coyotes have number 1 penalty killing. So that's really, really helpful for your under.
Right. All right, I'll take a shot with this one. Again, I was leaning the under in the Islanders and Philly game yesterday, and the only reason that I didn't take it was just purely cowardice. And I'm going to take a shot here. San Jose, Arizona, under 6 minus 105 is the line right now. I might go to Pinnacle and buy to 6.5, but I will definitely take this one. San Jose, Arizona, I'll take the under, and I will quote the line in a second. So, Jimmy the Bag's on Philly money line, Calgary puck line, Vancouver puck line, Ottawa money line. I've taken Calgary -1, Vancouver -1. I'm going to take San Jose, Arizona under, and other plays I was leaning towards were, I don't know, maybe the Philly team total over. How about Philly offensively?
They're rolling.
They are, aren't they?
They are. They certainly are, and it's, probably too little. I mean, it's too little, too late, but, a little 9-game, 8-game winning streak, even a 7 or 6-gamer can get some hope.
All right, I'll take the Philly team total over as well, which is 2.5 minus 121. 2.5 minus 121, not a big line there.
Dom Ricci talking about the Sharks, the better team, but no value. What's the Sharks puck line price? You could get the Sharks on the puck line right now, plus 180, I guess, would be pretty much the average spot.
Yeah. How is Boston defensively? They're solid. They're very solid.
They're very solid. Yeah. But I really think that Halak is playing better than he is.
Right. All right. So I'm taking the Philly team total over, which is a partial tail of Jimmy's money line play. And I'm going to go ahead.
Stop everything.
What happened?
It's our man Smooth.
Okay.
Our man Smooth's birthday. He says, stop the press. Guess whose birthday it is? He missed a parlay last night. Big Up says, all hustlers need a birthday pick in NBA. I will be in the Dominican Republic tonight. Boom. Let's get it.
He specified NBA?
Yeah.
Has to be NBA.
Yeah.
All right. I can listen. I'm a good listener. You know what I mean? I mean, last night, if I had tailed almost any of your picks, Jimmy the Bag, I would have been okay. All right. It can be NBA. And we'll talk about it. But does it have to be this show, or can we wait until we have some J Money information?
That's a good question. That's a good question. We do have Ski and King Rail in our chat right now.
Yeah.
But that's a good question. Will you be here for our late show, Smooth, or do you need a pick on the early show? And not only that, Pete, though. There's nothing I enjoy more than seeing you give one your patented birthday.
Okay, let's do that. I was just nervously, terrifyingly looking over the NBA card to see what I was looking at.
He's backed us since day one, my man Smooth.
Let me find him. Let me find his actual comment here. His actual comment here. Smooth. Where is he? All right, let me just do a control F here for Smooth. Just want to find the comment. There you go. Smooth Godwin. Shout out to Smooth Godwin. He says, yo, Jimmy, stop the presses. Guess whose birthday it is? Smooth missed a parlay last night. All Boston is the birthday pick in the NBA. I'll be Dominican Republic tonight. Boom, let's get it. Smooth Godwin, you've been here from the beginning. I don't know how old you are, but no matter how old you are, I hope you have a great upcoming year this year. Thanks so much for being a great low bagger, a loyal low bagger. And once again, the pressure is friggin' on. I hope I can come with the birthday pick for you for today. And I'm definitely going to listen as hard as I can to Jimmy the Bag, King Rail, J Money, and everyone else that I can possibly think of to listen to give you a birthday
Kelly's
play.
Right. Dan Kelly says, where is the fancy-ass birthday play graphic?
Yeah, we should have that
Rafa,
one.
we need a birthday play graphic. We got to get on that. Let's get Lucrative Larry because he's done incredible. All you guys have done such a great job. And then Joel Hill says, Jimmy, shout out to my brother Mook. New to the show. Mook! Welcome to the Low Bag fam. Let's hammer this NBA card. Let's get that cash flowing.
Oh, man. All right, so...
It wasn't a perfect night for me in NBA. I missed that under. So
In which one?
I missed the under in the...
in the Indiana game.
The Indiana game,
yeah.
the Indiana Sun. So it was just a 3-in-1 night. 3-in-1 night, which I'll take. But King Rail loving all these guys loving that Sixers spot was so easy to back these guys. God, they're just handing out winner after winner after winner, and I'm building back my NBA record. It wasn't. It was down to single digits. And now it's building back up. Rafa, can you throw up the NBA record? I need to have both NHL and NBA over 20 units, and then 30 units, and then 40, 50.
Single digits negative. I started off the season, of course. Oh, no, that's the NHL
That's all
record,
good.
which is fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
Anyway, I am going to add San Jose and Arizona. I'm going to take the under, and I'll just take 6 minus 105, actually. It's a little bit. I could take 6.5 minus 134, but I'll take San Jose, Arizona under 6
what a guy,
minus
Ski.
105.
What a class guy says, that was my fault, Jimmy. That's the only game I got wrong yesterday. Ski, that was not your fault at all. That was not your fault. It was a play that I wanted to make. And Ski, you were awesome. You were awesome with your help in helping. I know that there are numbers right there, and I know that it's going to continue to succeed, and we're going to have great numbers because of guys like Ski and yeah, there it is, 14.5. I love it. Okay, so shout out to you, Ski. You were awesome. And then my man Drew at SBR Forum says, following this sex and popular band, we are repeating the poker tournament with you wager this Wednesday, January 16, 8 p.m. Eastern, $1,000 plus bounties that add up to $600 cash. Shout out to Drew, and let's get
let's start with NBA. Now, Jimmy the Bag, if I was going to give out a birthday pick without listening to anyone, right, just listening to the one true voice inside of Peter Loshak, it'd probably be on the Clippers, right? The Clippers are off of 3 losses. Jazz are off of 4 wins. They're still having the issues with Mitchell handling most of the point guard duties. But this is a suspiciously low line and getting bet down a little bit. I was leaning Clippers here. I was leaning Utah team total under. I'm not exactly sure why the line is where it is. What's your take on this game?
Want nothing to do with this Clippers squad right now. I just don't think they're very good.
Right.
I think they were playing way over their head earlier in the season. We talked on that Monday morning show. We talked about how the Clippers have no answer for Anthony Davis. And then Anthony Davis goes out and shits all over them. Anthony Davis was so unbelievably dominant in that game. What did he put up? 46 points and 16 rebounds. Now they have a problem with active, tall, strong rebounders. And here they have Rudy Gobert coming off of 25 boards. Now, listen, you know that I'm getting destroyed right now with the Jazz. I just can't figure them out. So I can't figure them out, and I'm not going to make a move with this. King Rail says Pete must have not seen my play. What?
Because he liked Utah, I guess.
Oh, did you? Yeah, I'd love to hear. Yeah, could you let us know what you're on? Thomas Gorgem says Clips are a mess. I call lack of leadership from Doc. Wow, that's interesting. And he's now bench shy. So that means that Tyrone Wallace is getting run, and Tyrone Wallace plays at a much faster pace. Mbah Mute still out of the lineup. Jazz, without Rubio, Exum, and Nito, Donovan Mitchell has picked up the slack at point guard there without Cephalosha as well. I can't figure out this Jazz team. I'm not going to, but I certainly am not going to back the Clippers here. Dan Kelly says, Clips well coached and been playing over their head all season so far. Yeah, I'm with Dan on this and against sort of Thomas, whom I love, but I don't think it's a lack of leadership from Doc. I think Doc is a great, great coach. T-Money says he's on Clippers, he said. Wow, Clips is his max bet.
T-Money said that.
No, about King Rail.
Oh, wait, what? King Rail says the
Clippers is his max bet.
King Rail said the Clippers is his max bet? Can King Rail confirm? Because there's a lot of...
everyone's coming in. Robbie Tagaloa says Clippers was King Rail's max bet.
Clippers is King Rail's max bet. Well, now I don't know what to think. And the market has definitely moved in Utah's favor, which is interesting. It opened at 2, and now it's down to 1 or 1.5. Clippers is King Rail's Clippers is King Rail's max bet.
Brandon Cummings says if Rail's on the Clips, I'm on the Clips. That's what Brandon Cummings said. Shout out to our man, Brandon Cummings. Listen, I'm not going to back this Clippers squad. Do not trust them.
I hear you. All right, I'm listening. I'm hearing you and listening. All right, let's talk about the other interesting game on the card.
And he found out that it's Jay's max bet, too.
It's Jay's max bet.
Yeah.
Clippers is Jay's max bet and King Rail's max bet. Despite what everyone's saying about the Clippers just playing over their heads and all this, and they're vulnerable against guys like Gobert, is there any chance that King Rail...
Art Hayes says, Clippers, Jimmy. Listen, I watch these games, and I do not feel comfortable with what
you think Gobert's going to have a big night, or likely to have a big night?
Now, he could have a giant night, and they could still lose.
Right.
You know, Jeremy Miller liking the over in Pistons Magic. I just cannot trust. Stantino 129 says, took Clips the other night down 17 at home. Never again. Yeah, I don't know. Mr. Goxer says, sign me up. Hey, I get it. Well, Hi-Ho Silver says, stick a fork in the Clips. Super Cisco's on Utah. Listen, I'm going to have to take a second look at this game after Jay Money and King Rail are on it.
All right, I guess let's talk about New Orleans and Golden State. Golden State, of course, crushed Denver last night. Yes, that was one of my nice calls. Golden State first half team total over. I knew, I was looking at that one. I was like, man, if Denver was the play here, they would have gotten bet to pick them or -1. When they weren't taking that action, I really suspect, I was like, this is a spot where you take Golden State. And I was also thinking about the Golden State full game team total over as well. Now, though, they're on a back-to-back, and Dan Kelly loves Golden State, doesn't he? Grabbed them at -6. I was thinking that the Pelicans on the first half here might be a good play, but I might be totally wrong. What do you think?
might be totally wrong, but will it help if I'm on the Pelicans first quarter?
Really? That's one of your plays, huh?
That's one of my plays.
Yeah, I mean...
Pelicans coming off 121-117 road win over the Clippers on Monday. We talked about that happening on the morning show, but then we didn't have the afternoon show, and I didn't even make that bet, which is very upsetting. Pelicans have won 4 of 5. They're completely healthy. You don't think the Warriors enjoyed that? No, I'm not saying that they got drunk or anything, but you don't think they enjoyed that plane ride?
Of course.
Come on. They'll come on late. I love Pelicans first quarter. Now, God, was Draymond Green's help defense spectacular? I know he missed 14 games, but he wants to be the defensive player of the year. He's just a very special talent.
Red Girl Warriors first half, first full game, and first quarter.
Well, let's go heads up, Red Girl. Don't like doing it, but please, could you give me Pelicans first quarter?
All right, so let me just find this one. I'll line shop for you using current line, and then I will quote it for you. Just hold on.
Wow, Twaddy coming in saying, shout out to Brent Books and Mr. Ghoster. They went 10-0 in NHL yesterday. Amazing. Holy shit. 10-0. That's spectacular.
They weren't afraid of that card. I'll have to, wow. Damn, very nice job, guys. That was a tough card yesterday. All right, let's talk. How about I'll quote the line for you, and then, but first let me set up Cleveland and Portland. Of course, Portland is off of 2 losses. Cavs off of the win after the long run of losses. And I have to think, I know you're thinking that Cleveland might be a good player on the first quarter, but I have to think that Portland bounces back in a big way here. I was thinking about the over. That's mostly what I was thinking about. What do you think, Jim?
I would like to hear what King Rail thinks about his Blazers, but I'm definitely leaning Cavaliers early here. They finally feel good about themselves, and that will stop. That will probably stop in this game, but will it stop early? I liked what their starting 5 gave them against the Lakers. Thompson goes for 15 points, 14 boards. C.D. Osman goes for 20 points. Alec Burks, 17 and 13. Rodney Hood, 18 points. Colin Sexton, 17 points. This is game 4 of a 6-game trip, still without Nwaba, Nance, and Kevin Love. Blazers coming off that 115-107 loss on Monday to the Kings. Lillard went for 35. They're getting nice performances out of guys like Jack Layman, but the fact that they need performances for guys like Jack Layman is I'm not sold with the strength of this team. Pie Guy says Nashville was so easy yesterday, I should have doubled up. Yeah, the Predators and the Jackets really ate at me. I really did not. I really should have made it. Anthony S. says Cleveland first quarter, and that's what I want to do. And Brandon Cummings says I'm going to put my whole paycheck on the Clippers.
Wow. Okay. By the way, Jimmy the Bag, Pelicans first quarter line is getting bet up. It's actually going to be 2.5 minus 103 is what we can give you, which is
really? For some reason I thought I could get a 3. That was never available.
No, it's 2. It might be later, but it's 2.5 if it keeps getting bet up. But right now it's 2.5 minus 103, and it opened at 2. So the I don't know where. You might have thought it was
Dean Williams joining us, says, hey guys, just got out of class, but another Big East play. Pons is out for St. John's. Take Creighton as a dog while you can. Shout out to our man Dean Williams. We gave you a shout out right to start the show. Respect. Eric Nisbet says Blazers cash, or Blazers will smash. I'm going to copy and paste.
And they've gotten bet up from 12.5 to 14. Holy crap. Still 13.5 the Greek. Do you think wow. I mean, this just seems like I don't want to be laying 14 here.
No,
but this feels like a spot for Portland, doesn't it?
You know what? I'm going to take Cavaliers first quarter if you could hit me with that.
Okay, let me see. The Cavs first quarter will be no 5s, but we can give you 4.5 plus 102.
Thank you.
All right, you like that one, huh? Cleveland first quarter plus 4.5 minus 102.
Kylie Reynolds says Golden State wins by at least 10. Book it. Okay, let's keep rolling.
That won't necessarily give you a cover, though. All right, let's talk about the Spurs and Dallas. King Rail likes the Spurs. Reggie and others are liking Dallas here. You know, the Spurs are off of 2 losses. Mavs on extra rest. As you said, Jimmy the Bag, the Spurs are not particularly deep. The line movement is not particularly... Oh, no. The line... Yeah. The line movement isn't telling yet. We're seeing -1, Pick'em, and +1 all over the place. This is why line chopping is so important. Just Bet and Heritage have +1. A lot of places have Pick'em. Pinnacle and 5 Dimes have -1. So an uncertain market right now.
King Rail also saying too many points to take with Portland. He says it's an in-play game. Tormer says Portland's been great against the spread against below 500 teams at home all year. They should roll here. Lillard not playing great, but I think they cover. Lillard just finished the game going for 35 points. But... so I think Lillard's playing just fine. Spurs-Mavericks is tough. I like the Mavericks, but I'm certainly not going to make the bet right now after King liking the Spurs so much.
You were liking the Mavericks before hearing Reggie was on him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got the asterisk on the Mavericks here. Now, let's talk a bit about whether or not we should back this Mavericks team moving forward. But first off, let's go with Spurs. Spurs enter losing 3 of their past 4 games. That only win was that double overtime win over the Thunder. They could be coming in losing 4 straight. Coming off a disappointing 108-93 loss at home to Charlotte. As we said, no Bellinelli. Missed his second game of the season with a hyperextended left knee. We're not sure if he's going to be available tonight. Over his past 3 games, 19 points while shooting 70.6 from 3. That's 12 for his last 17 there. Spurs veteran Rudy Gay missed the last 5 games with a sprained wrist. Says he hopes to play at Dallas. Mavs 16-5 at home. Coming off a really nice game in that loss to Golden State. 119-114. Doncic 26 points. Averaging 28 points, 6.8 boards, 6 assists over the last 4 games. God, the guy's spectacular.
Yeah.
Absolutely spectacular. Now, Barea underwent season-ending surgery on his torn right Achilles. Now, Dennis Smith Jr. has not formally requested to be traded from the Mavericks, but he's open to one. It's too bad he's saying this kind of stuff because now he should take the ball and run with it. Who knows if he's going to? A source close to him said he likes the organization, likes the players, just doesn't think it was a good fit, a good basketball fit, which is something that Max talks about a lot with college players, especially on the transfer market. Jalen Brunson finished the game with 12 points, 4 boards, 1 assist, 1 block, pair, 3 points, 30 minutes. So he's going to get a ton of run. He came in averaging 6.2 points, 2.1 assists. He's an older guy coming out of college, so can he captain that second unit? And Carlisle says that's what Brea has done. He's the leader of that second unit. And now will Brunson step forward? Well, he better step forward if he wants playing time.
Man, this is a tough one. I was also leaning over.
Listen, I was all over the Mavs.
Right.
And, when King is on the other side, obviously I'm going to take some time. But the Mavs was like a play I wanted to make. And
Me too.
So I'm going to take a little time now.
All right, let's talk about Brooklyn and Houston. I was, again, obviously Harden is on an awesome run, leading the shorthanded Rockets very, very effectively. But I was thinking, maybe this is a spot for the Nets, although you're not getting that many points. Let's see where the market has moved.
It's moved to 5, right?
Yeah, which is, I guess, not surprising. Also, the Golden State line, has gotten bet up to 7. How did Dan Kelly know? The Houston line is up to 5. I was thinking maybe Brooklyn might be the play here. Maybe Brooklyn early. Any thoughts?
Yeah, a ton of thoughts. And I was possibly going to make a move until I saw the line movement, and that just completely stopped me.
You were going to make a move on the Nets?
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking as well.
Being great at home all year. This is from Tomor. Barea out is a big deal, though, with Smith not playing. Well, Smith is back. It says, I'd lean Spurs off 2 losses. Spurs are better on the road with White starting. Wow. And Eddie Oler saying Jazz averaged 122.7 points while winning the past 3 meetings for the Clippers. All right, Hayes like in Brooklyn. And Reggie says, Mavs to play. Locked it in. Let's go. And Dan Kelly says it's going higher, Pete. Both teams are dealing Nets Rockets with a ton of injuries. Harden coming off another spectacular performance. 57 in the Rockets 112-94 win at home over the Grizzlies on Monday night. Harden averaging 41.9 points, 9.2 assists, 7.4 boards in the 12 games that Chris Paul's been out of the lineup. Paul's going to be out until the end of the month, although he's practicing. They're going to be very slow moving him forward. He's now joined on the sidelines by Capella. Capella performed like an all-star this season. 17.6, 12.6 boards. MRI revealed ligament damage in Capella's right thumb. He's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks. So let's talk about what happens now with him on the sidelines. So you have Nene. But Nene will probably, I would guess Nene will play 17 or 18 minutes a game. Yeah. Which again brings us to Isaiah Hartenstein. That's what we've come to.
Who the hell is that?
You have to go to the minor leagues to get the highlights of Hartenstein. So Isaiah Hartenstein is going to get the most of the run, it sounds like. Marquise Chris, you would think this is a chance for Marquise Chris to step up and say, listen, I was a top pick for a reason. God, I had high hopes for this kid out of Washington. He's been terrible. But Hartenstein is supposed to see the majority of the minutes here and not Chris, which is very interesting. And Chris has not found any kind of place in D'Antoni's system. Jeremy Miller says Gordon is upgraded to questionable. That's right. He's been upgraded to questionable. Eric Gordon, he would be helpful, but that's not the problem. The problem isn't Rivers, House, and Gerald Green. The problem is what the hell are they going to do with Hartenstein and Nene and Marcus Chris? Are they going to be able to do anything? Brandon Knight has been ruled out, but who really cares about them? Nets coming off 109-102 home victory over the Celtics. It was a team missing Kyrie and Marcus Smart, and I'm looking forward to break down that Celtics game. Nets were without Shabazz Napier, Alan Crabb, and forwards Rondae Hollis-Jefferson and Jared Dudley. Now, D'Angelo Russell went off 18 of his 34 in the third quarter. They ended a 10-game losing skid. But Dudley and Crabb will remain out of the lineup, but Napier and Hollis-Jefferson are going to be back. I just feel like
the Nets are the play.
And also the under.
Just say it.
I do. I feel like the Nets are the play, but when I saw the movement go for 3.5 to 5, I stopped.
And the movement to the over. Another huge move to the over.
So 2 plays I was going to make, I stopped. And it was like a 4-point move this morning to the over. Wasn't it like 220 to 223.5 or something?
Massive move.
Yeah. Jeremy Miller says, can you really fade the Rockets at home? That's tough to do. I'm on the Rockets. Listen, man, you going to get a Hartenstein jersey? I mean,
maybe. Sure.
I don't know. I can't. Sure. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with this spot right now. Listen, if the market wasn't moving in the Rockets' direction and moving towards under, I would have plays. Superior Sports says, man, I love Dallas Mavs. And Pepper says, Nets are absolutely the play. Joe Anisi. Yeah, Joe Anisi says, Nets +5. I'm in. The movement could be because of Gordon, says Pie Guy. I don't know if Gordon's worth 1.5 or even a point. Dan Kelly's plays full game Cleveland, Portland over 218.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Didn't I say that, Jim?
What's the movement been on that?
Let me see. The movement has been on the Cleveland Portland game. Where is that? Yeah, no movement actually.
Jeremy Miller's got his Hartenstein jersey in the mail right now. You know, and Mr. Gogster says that they'll have it. They'll have the Hartenstein jersey. So, nice.
Hook a brother up, Mr. Gogster.
Yeah, this is, and Team Money, a bunch of people saying, how can you bet against James Harden at home? Well, listen, I'm not going to, but at this point, right now, I won't do it. But I'm interested in doing it. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you're just asking for too much. So, Art Hayes says, Nets play better, the best team ball. Harden can't do it by himself. I'm so thankful to get this information from all these guys, but they're stopping me in my tracks from making moves. And Eddie Oler saying the Rockets are 14-8 to the over at home. But I don't think the Rockets are going to get the over because what I see happening in this game is James Harden going for 50 again. And who knows, he could go 14 for 35 from the field. Yeah. And if he does, that'll go under. So,
all right, let's move on. The other game that we didn't talk about that did have an overnight line, the Boston and Memphis games didn't, but Orlando and Detroit, both teams been playing very, very decently recently. And I was thinking about maybe Orlando plus the points here, or at the very least, the Orlando team total over. What do you think?
Well, I see Skinny Prophet says I kind of like the Pistons today. This is a tough spot. 9th and 10th place teams in the Eastern Conference facing each other. The Magic, they looked god-awful on that 6-game road trip, but they come back and win 2 big games. Pistons have won 5 of their past 22, coming off a 1-3 West Coast trip. The one win was when Blake Griffin went off for 44 against the Clippers. They're coming off a 196 loss at Utah. And again, if you're going to take the Pistons, take them first half because they just don't close at all. They just can't close whatsoever. They were outscored 47-35 in the second half. And that in both teams, I feel like the Magic and Pistons can be shut down late. Griffin held to 19 after going for 44. I guess that was probably a simple play. Pepper liking Detroit. Jeremy Miller liking the full game over. Tomor says, I think Detroit covers. Nasty Nate says Pistons are the play. Team Money says, I like Orlando too. Super Cisco liking Magic. Very interesting. So Ish Smith's return gives the Pistons hope. 6-man and backup point guard. And he says, we have to play with pace. In the first half, we score 59, we play with pace. When we play with great pace, we are really, really good. Right. And I expect Ish to follow through with that when he's on the court.
That's why I was leaning over. I was leaning, maybe the Orlando team total over. That might have been a mistake.
Magic coming off a huge weekend. Beat the Celtics on Saturday 105-103 behind Gordon's 28 points. On Sunday, they beat the Rockets 116-109 on Vucevic's 22 points. But the 2 wins come on the heels of that horrible road trip. And Vucevic says that's been our issue all season, not being able to stay consistent. Well, I don't know why anybody would back Orlando here, really. But Detroit, I should take that back a little bit. Super Cisco says I like that Pistons first half. A victory at Detroit would match the longest winning streak of the season for this Magic team. Mo Bamba out of the lineup.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, Tom was saying Orlando isn't the same team on the road. Jeremy Miller saying Orlando going to want to ride high on 2 major wins versus Houston, and Boston Pistons will want to get a much-needed win at home. Give me the over.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm going to need a little more time on this.
Wait, he said give me the over on the Detroit game.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. It's 207. I might make a play on that one. I might pull the trigger on it. Just have to think about it a little bit. All right, let's move to Boston.
And King Rail says gave out Detroit this morning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
And maybe the Detroit team total over. So they are going to play with some pace, huh?
Well, we know that when Ish is on the court,
yeah,
I'm sure he'll get at least 6 or 7 extra minutes tonight.
105.5. All right, let's talk about Boston, Toronto, right? Boston, of course, 3 straight up and ATS road losses. Now they come home. Toronto has been absolutely rolling. Does this set up for an easy Boston cover here? Is that what you're thinking?
No.
No. What are you thinking?
Absolutely not. I do not. The Celtics team, here. So there's such a big difference between I find when Marcus Smart says something and when Kyrie says something.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie steps up and says a bunch of shit here. He says the young guys don't know what it takes to be a championship level team, what it takes every day, and if they think it's hard now, what do they think it will be like when we're trying to get to the finals? After calling out your team, why don't you play in the next game?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you put on your jersey, get out on the court, and if you're not going to, why don't you save it till a game you're going to play on? And I just he just there's time now. I mean, he's a spectacular player, but there's times he rubs me the wrong way. He says he's going to be in the lineup tonight, but maybe you should save that speech then for before this game instead of the game where you're going to sit on your fucking ass and watch the team lose.
Mm-hmm.
Season series between Raptors Celtics tied at 1, each team winning at home, and the Celtics were very lucky. I mean, I watched that game in its entirety, that last one, the way they won in overtime. They were very lucky. The Raptors have won 5 in a row. They look bad and losing that 23-point lead in double overtime game against the Wizards. Lowry says it's just focus. We shouldn't lose focus. We have to stay focused on every possession. We lost a little focus, and our offense starts to dictate our defense. We can't do that. We have to let our defense dictate our offense. Leonard scores 41 points in 45 minutes. I'm telling you this, man. If you're backing the Raptors in this game, if you're backing the Celtics, take them now. But if you're backing the Raptors, I would wait. He left the game for a bit with left leg tightness. He just played 45 minutes. Are you certain he's going to be in this game? Raptors don't need to win this game. I'm not certain it's going to be in this game. I would wait. I would absolutely wait. And look at the Raptors' problems right now. Anunoby, ruled out. So we'll see more Norman Powell. Van Fleet, questionable. So then if he's out, we'll see DeLong Wright. CJ Miles, questionable. But he's no longer part of the rotation. Valanciunas out for another month. Celtics are coming off an ugly 0-3 trip. Are they going to be able to roll here? Irving's going to be back in the lineup. Marcus Smart missed the last game with sickness. Both Baines from his hand injury and Smart with his sickness are questionable to play. I think this is a must-wait spot. Must wait.
Yeah.
And shout out to you, Lewis Jefferson. Much love, man. I think, and Pike Guy says, Jimmy, they always play bad in Washington. There's truth to that. Dan Kelly says, how lucky are the Cavs that they no longer have 2 big bums, Kyrie and LeBron.
All right, and then the only other game that didn't have an overnight line is Milwaukee-Memphis. Jimmy the Bag, do you have any thoughts on this one, Milwaukee-Memphis? I was, thinking maybe a shot with the under, but it's gotten, the bet up now that it's gotten bet up to 212. Maybe we'll see, back down to 210.5 by the afternoon show. That was my only thought. Of course, I'm going to wait to see what J Money has to say about this game in the afternoon show. No overnight line. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this spot. I mean, the big key here is Marcus Gasol, whether he'll have feeling in his hand right now. And he's been questionable all year. Brandon Lugo says Van Fleet and Kawhi will play. I'm just saying that if you're going to put your money on the Raptors right now, and Kawhi's playing 45 minutes night before, I'm just saying wait. I'm just looking out for you. I'm not saying that he's not going to be in the lineup. The last thing you want to do is come into this game and hear that Kawhi's being rested because the Raptors don't really need to win it. Pepper says, I live up here. Toronto has traditionally handled this Boston team, but they're desperate. Excuse me. I hear what you guys are saying. Matt Randall, Iowa is my play of the day. Sorry, I got to grab, copy, and paste that. The Bucks, look, I felt very confident yesterday that the Bucks were going to make a statement. It was an important team to beat, and there's a couple of them. And, this is not one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just a little concerned that the Bucks aren't going to care that much. And again, second half of a back-to-back. And I just feel like at this time of the year, I know it's before the All-Star break, and Whale Capper made some incredible comments about backing certain teams who are trying to get into that All-Star game, or players who are trying to get into that All-Star game. But I'm just hesitant to make early moves until I know that everybody's going to be in the lineup. And shout out to Ski Profit. I mean, remember last night he was saying, yeah, if you take the Bucks, they win by big scores at home. That was their 22nd win by double digits, the best in the NBA. They beat the Heat 124-86, and Antetokounmpo needed 25 minutes against the Heat for his 4th triple-double of the season. They've won 13 of 16, average victory of 16.2 points, completely healthy group.
But this is not a good spot for them, though. It's really not.
Yeah.
Going up on the road against a slow-paced team. You know, we've seen Milwaukee disappear offensively on the road in similar situations, a month or so ago. I was thinking about the under. I was leaning Memphis, and I was thinking about the Milwaukee team total under. I mean, obviously, this is an explosive offensive team. They get to 110 regularly, but the spot might indicate.
Yeah, and Rostradamus says Bucks 5th and 8th. Our man, Noli knows, says, apologize for that horrible call in New Mexico under Jimmy. Noli. You have given us so much gold and so much glory. I'm hitting way over 54% when I roll with you. And remember, as Dan Kelly says, low baggers means you don't need to apologize. You never need to apologize to each other. You give us glory all the time. So much love to you, Noli. Yeah, O'Malley, Payless Way, like in the Clippers, Utah full game under.
I was thinking that way as well. Although the total's gotten bet. Wow, just give Heritage 225.
And then and Hardy Party says Dan Kelly on Clippers first half, Rail and J Money on Clippers full game. Eddie Euler says Teddy covers, picked Milwaukee. I was leaning under. Ben Sportsbook says don't go against the Bucks, roll with them till they fold. Let's talk about the Grizz just for a bit, though.
Let me just quickly say, I will take Utah Jazz team total under 111.5 minus 110. I could take 110 plus 115, but I'll take Utah team total under 111.5 minus 110. That's the current low. Actually, you know what? I will take I'll take 111.5 minus 110 at Heritage. Utah team total under. Dan Kelly likes the Clippers first half, and I'm thinking about taking the Clippers first half and full game as well. Okay, what would you like to talk about?
I just want to talk about this Grizz team. So with Dylan Brooks, who I think is going to be a very helpful player to any NBA team, he's gone. Surgery to repair torn ligament in his big right big toe, out for the season. Kyle Anderson expected to miss 2 to 4 weeks with a grade 2 sprain. I love those two guys. I think they help defensively. I think they do a lot of things. Now we have Gasol with this issue where he can't feel his hand. He was hurt. He said he got hurt in the elbow and then couldn't feel his hand. He's not reached double digits in points in 3 of the past 5 games. I tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to take the Grizzlies.
Right. But I was thinking about Bucks team total under, as crazy of a play as that might be.
I don't think that's crazy. I don't think that's crazy. And then I think that we talked about it with Ski Profit. What's going to dictate the pace? Is it the home team or the better team? In this situation, I think it's the home team. But you're going to want to run. Now, I know that Tomer said the Bucks starters didn't play a lot, but you're still going to want to run hard against this Bucks. I don't know. This is a tough spot. I'm going to stay off, but I am going to copy and paste my man Sean Williams saying going with George Mason plus 2.5 tonight.
I'm going to take the Milwaukee team total under as well. Milwaukee team total under 109 minus 110. That is very risky, but I'm going to take it because Milwaukee, of course, gets into the 110s easily. But I'm taking that one as well. Milwaukee team total under 109 minus 110. We'll see if that one turns out to be okay. And you know what? Who wants the birthday pick? It was Smooth Godwin, right?
Yeah, of course.
It's going to be a team total. Smooth Godwin. Okay. Birthday pick is Utah Jazz team total under 111.5 minus 110 at Heritage right now. Utah Jazz team total under. So if Utah wins, but it's a low-scoring game, that could cash, right? If the game goes over, but the Clippers blow them out, the under could cash.
Kamari K-Rock, my man K-Rock, liking Memphis team total under. That's an interesting spot. And Dan Kelly, he does this for you. He says, low bag means never having to say you're sorry. He says, if you're over 60 years old, that is a hysterical line because of a hugely popular book and movie in the 70s called Love Story.
Wow, everyone's saying, I hate that bet, Pete. Gate Pass Key says, that's fucking crazy, Pete. But I think they're talking about the Milwaukee team total under that I just took.
I don't know. I'd like to hear which one you got.
I'm pretty sure.
Hoops 590, which bet do you hate?
I think that's what they're talking about. Milwaukee team total under 109.5. That's fucking crazy, Pete.
Sophia mentioning, again, our poker tournament tonight. We're all really pumped for it, man. We're going to be live casting the whole thing. And I'm pumped. I'm really excited about it. So that's at 8 p.m. Eastern time. $1,000 free roll plus 600 in bounty prizes. Come roll with us.
Definitely.
But Hoop says, I love that under. I already had that on my list, the Utah under.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely like the Milwaukee one is just making me, that might have been a mistake. Hoops, predicts Clippers winning 112 to 105. Cole Corleone says, recap all your guys' plays. Okay, here we go.
But did we finish? We got the whole NBA card done?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
I guess we got to talk about college basketball for a second.
Yes,
but here are the plays. Jimmy the Bag, Philly money line, Calgary puck line, Vancouver puck line, Ottawa money line, and in the NBA, Pels first quarter, Cleveland first quarter, and that's it. My plays, Calgary -1, Vancouver -1, Arizona, San Jose under 6, and Flyers team total over 2.5. And in NBA 2 plays, Utah team total under 111.5 -110. I like that one. Milwaukee team total under 109 -110. That might be a really, really stupid play there, but I made it official, so I'll roll with it.
I like it. Everyone liking your Jazz spot, Jazz, but no one liking your Bucks team.
Yeah. Oh my God! And Joey Jack likes over in the full game. Memphis Bucks is the play. It has gotten bet up.
Max, well, Smart says I love chicken and honey with his ladies of the night.
Okay,
chicken and honey.
Yeah. Oh God, I might have made a mistake here, which is okay as long as the birthday play cashes. Then I'll be okay. Yeah. But on my record, the birthday play doesn't count for anything more. All right, you want to quickly touch on college basketball, which, of course, we'll get into massively in-depth.
Quickly, DJ Big Boss says, what's the latest we can register for the poker tournament? You could register even after the tournament starts.
Yeah.
Big Boss. I believe they give you a little window of time before they cut off entries. So I don't know if that's going to be half an hour or an hour.
Okay.
Wow, Reggie says, yes, Grindhouse tonight.
Massive college basketball card. Let's talk about Central Arkansas and Incarnate Word. Jimmy the Bag, did you look into this one?
I did not.
Okay, all right. How about Houston Baptist against Abilene Christian? Did you happen to look into that one?
Actually, it's funny because Max has a great read on Abilene
Christian.
Yes,
and he's been betting on them as, and actually that segues into a joke from Maxwell Smart. Maxwell Smart actually has looked into all these games and might have some plays in the afternoon show. We'll see what... might have some plays on those individual games.
Sure,
definitely have a lot of plays on the small conferences. Of course, if you have the time and inclination to look into those kinds of games, that's where you can find good value. And Maxwell Smart is the all-star at that right now.
Yeah, and I've got some copy and pasting, so I'm going to just, and I've been doing that throughout the show, I'm going to go over some spots that people like right now.
Yeah,
and then we'll talk and break some stuff down.
Creighton St. John's is obviously very interesting. Both these teams need a win, and Pons is out for St. John's. And in general, St. John's is hampered and hobbled. I was vaguely thinking about the under on this one. It's a very, very high total here, and in the 150s, I wouldn't. Oh no! It dropped. It dropped to 161. I was thinking about the under, and I just checked it. I was thinking about the under when it was at 165, and it is now dropped to 161. Damn it! All right, go ahead.
Some great stuff coming in right now.
Here.
Great stuff. So I've copied and pasted a ton. So I'm just going to quickly. I know we got to get close the show down, but. A lot of people coming in liking Abilene Christian, Ron Crawford liking them by 10. I'm going to do a quick breakdown of what people are on right now just to help us move into our afternoon study. John Blythe, Texas A&M plus 6.5 and under 150. Iowa plus 11 or plus 1.5. Houston Pick'em and under 136. Central Florida minus 2.5. Nets plus 5 and Clippers minus 1.5. Then Jansen Bonson, Creighton, Iowa, South Carolina, and Texas Tech. Dean Williams. He says, take Creighton as a dog while you can. Matt Randall, Iowa, is my play of the day. Then, Sean Williams, George Mason tonight plus 2.5. Robbie Tagaloa, these are his leans. UMass Lowell, Sam Houston State, Louisville, VCU first half, Texas Tech, Abilene Christian, Air Force, Eric Jones, Georgia Tech play of the day. Lewis Jefferson, Oklahoma minus 5.5, Butler minus 2.5. Red Girl, leaning Creighton under, Abilene full game under.
I was also thinking about South Carolina in the rivalry game against Vanderbilt. Did anyone have a play on South Carolina or Vanderbilt? Because I was leaning South Carolina, but the line has gotten bet up from 3 to 4. Total's gotten bet up. I was leaning to the over as well, and I was thinking about the South Carolina team total over. Obviously this is a rivalry game. South Carolina has been playing very well. Does anyone have a comment on a play on this one, either which way?
Not yet, but I'll keep looking for him. And also, Dan Kelly says you have to download the poker software. I played the tournament without downloading the poker software. There's two different ways of doing it. You don't actually have to download the poker software. And Mickey Total says, is you wager only for U.S.? I want to register, but I'm from Canada. No, it's all good, Mickey. Get in there from Canada. It is all good. Super Cisco like in Creighton plus 3. There's another one back in Creighton. And the Houston Cougars at a pick'em.
Yeah, it's obviously why people would like Creighton because of Pons and St. John's being shorthanded. Not much line movement right now, though, on this one.
Sacktown King liking Tulsa. DA Sports Pick NYC likes America under 151. Interesting. I can't wait to hear. Max is such a good lead on American University. Okay, let's keep looking down here. Binghamton, Baltimore is Eddie Euler. Binghamton, Baltimore, under?
The Binghamton UMBC Baltimore game, really under.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe I'll blind tail that one now.
Noli loves these unders in these small schools. He just hammers them to great success. Melly Mal liking Alabama. Hoops59 says, what site is streaming on? It's on UWager's site. And Max says South Carolina is a live dog tonight, Peter.
That's what I was thinking. Maxwell Smart. Why is the line moved in Vanderbilt's favor? Very suspicious. You know, that makes me reminds me just a little bit on a micro scale of the Ole Miss game. Obviously, South Carolina, the team in much better form right now, but the line has moved in the opposite direction, so that makes me nervous. But yeah, I was thinking South Carolina. Maxwell Smart endorsing a play on that one, though.
He is endorsing a play, and all good, Dan. Thank you so much for your support of the poker tournament. We love you so much.
Ron Crawford has Vandy, though.
Unconditional love for Dan Kelly.
Yes, definitely.
Unconditional love for Dan Kelly. Mally Mal is on Alabama. Red Girl says, I'm taking Iowa also. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Joe Joyner, Air Force 8 straight covers at home against UNLV. Superior Sports liking Alabama over. And Kobe Valentine leaning Vandy. And Christian Walsh says, take Temple versus ECU. Very interesting stuff. We've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we're going to be focusing on this a lot more in the afternoon show. Of course, Rapid Fire with Maxwell Smart. Rapid Fire over 30 minutes does not cover even close to the entire card, but we do the best we can. We do the best content that we possibly can provide for you. And any final words, Jimmy the Bag, before we wrap it up?
Yes, we are now, 11 days away from the richest horse race in the world, in the whole world, the Pegasus World Cup. Pegasus World Cup. It is on Saturday, January 26th, and that's kind of an off day. I mean, there's going to be college basketball. It's kind of an off day because the All-Star game in NHL is going on. Nobody could care, and no one cares about that. It's the worst All-Star game in sports. There's not going to be NFL because it's the week before the Super Bowl. So please join me in the free Beat the Bag competition. I'm going to put the link right here. I'm going to put the link right here. But join me in the Beat the Bag competition, free competition, and we're going to be hammering the whole card all day. And this is a track where it's all stakes races. We are